Good day, everyone. Welcome to Chop It Up with Attorney Linda Bernard, also your neighborhood and global, if you will, police commissioner for District 2 here in the city of Detroit. It's great seeing you today and having you join me and participate. I really look forward to sharing with you lots of information today and our guest, who is actually en route right now as we speak. The But before we get to our guests and what we're really going to be talking about today, number one, shout out and prayers to everyone who is from Ukraine, who is Ukrainian, or who cares about what's happening in Ukraine. It's so near and dear to my heart that I had my nails done in blue and yellow so that I won't forget about the suffering of those individuals. And so I will continue to contribute financially and, of course, keep them in my prayers. I urge you to do the same. We're excited this week because, of course, I'm an attorney, and I'm excited because Ketanji Brown Jackson has been confirmed by the United States Senate for the Michigan Supreme Court. For your information, that does not mean that she's going to start sitting next week. The current justice is not retiring until, I believe, late June. Then she has to go through like an orientation phase and so forth. She won't be sitting on the United States Supreme Court and hearing cases until the fall. But right now, she's kind of sort of like a justice in training, getting the lay of the land, figuring out what's going on, and obviously picking her team, which is critical. Every Supreme Court justice has a right to pick their clerks and so forth in their community. So we'll see who Ketanji picks for her team, and then she'll be able to get to work in September because the court is on recess in July and August. Um, what are you trying to? Okay. I want to remind the community though about an event before we get into the specifics of today's broadcast about the Backyard Boogie. Isn't that a great name? It's one that was coined by Mr. Roger Penzabany, the owner and founder of WJZZ Cool TV. This event begins on May 1st, right in the backyard of this station. It's for adults only and no children or pets. You can bring your own chair, your own libations, but there will be food vendors there. The best blues and jazz music in the city of Detroit will be featured every Sunday. I'm sorry, it's every Sunday from 3 to 9, starting May 1st. So I look forward to seeing you there. Various acts are going to be there that are very well known, that you would know about. The sponsors for this event are Humana Insurance, the Michigan Association of Music, the Michigan Museum Hall of Fame, and of course WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world and the nation. You can watch my show, Chop It Up with Attorney Linda Bernard. I don't know why my nose is itching today. I swear. It's just too much here. My allergies are bothering me. Um, you can watch us on WJZZ Cool TV. You can watch us on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all of Facebook, all of the social media platforms. And I urge you to do that. And hopefully this allergy attack that I'm having right now will subside. Don't forget, though, about the Backyard Boogie. It's really fun. Thornetta Davis has appeared. Various big name artists from Detroit come through. And if you are a musician and you have the ability to play well, then come through. This is not an amateur hour. This is really pros. And so if you consider yourself in that category, and if you're a good musician, come on in and to the Backyard Boogie and sit in with our artists. Enjoy yourself in your chair as we sit outdoors and enjoy the few months of good weather that we have here in Michigan, and are able to, commune and spend time together, one on one. Okay. So, having said that, again, you're watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world as well as the nation. I'm excited to be here with you today. You can watch us and follow us on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. We're there. And if there are topics that you find that you want me to initiate or talk about, or certainly guests that you think would be great on the show, holla and let me know who they are. And I will be happy to showcase that person or that individual. My guest today is actually a man that many of you know. He is the owner of McShane's. It is a pub, an Irish pub, in downtown Detroit. Everybody remembers where the old Tiger Stadium used to be, right there at Trumbull and Michigan Avenue. Well, that's where McShane's Detroit is. But my guest was a forward-thinking person. He initiated a McShane's for Ann Arbor, and I believe one in Ypsilanti as well. So he has actually franchised it along with his friends, along with his two business partners, and made it a real go-to spot in Detroit. Every Sunday night they have karaoke, and it's actually pretty good. I've been, although I never sing. Don't even think about it. I sound like a frog when I try to sing, but others come in and they are very, very good, and you would enjoy it. So come through. The food is good. The ambiance is great. Numerous TVs. I go to watch sports because, as you all know, I'm a big sports person, and so that's what's important. So I want you to be sure to come down. I'm there frequently because I love their hamburgers and their clam chowder. So McShane's. As a matter of fact, it's a big Irish pub, and it's right there in what the part of Detroit that is really Irish Detroit, a place called Corktown. Um, Corktown has really been on the map here lately, largely because of the actions of Ford Motor Company, specifically in that they bought the train station and are now turning it into a major tech center. So the whole area is like percolating, and Bob was understood this. He looked at his crystal ball, told him that Corktown would not be poor forever, and that and that businesses could thrive there, and that they could do very, very well. So Bob Robertson put this plan together for not only McShane's but also for the Corktown Business Association. But I'll let him tell you all about the big plans in Corktown. In Detroit, from a criminal justice standpoint, there's a lot of activity. I'm very pleased to report, as a Detroit Police Commissioner, that crime is down in Detroit. In major crimes are way down in Detroit. Um, Although we get those little blurbs every day about something happening here or something happening there, and it involves police or it involves the community. But as you've probably noticed, those news breaks are far and in between, particularly compared to other cities. Our chief, Chief White, was recently at the chiefs meeting for the 50 largest cities, pardon me, in the United States. Well, Detroit's in that group. So all the chiefs were there, and they were all talking about their cities and their stuff and trying to learn how to do things better. But ladies and gentlemen, we were the envy of the whole conference. Our crime stats for a major urban city are far lower than that of other major cities in the United States. It's not even a comparison. Even when you compare it crime to crime stats to population, we still ace it. So I want to thank you. I want to thank the members of the community first and foremost for your vigilance, for your obeying the law, for your cooperating with the police department and helping us solve crimes, and and just for taking the pride, having pride, if you will, in our city, our community. Detroit is one of the largest black cities in the country. At 88% of the population is African American. So I'm particularly proud that we've been able to achieve these stats in this particular environment as a result of the diligence of our neighborhood associations, of our community police officers, of our police department, and by our leadership in the city of Detroit. We walk softly, but we truly take care of business. This past week at the Board of Police Commissioners meeting, my colleague and vice chair of the commission, Brian Ferguson, was actually moved to tears when he was discussing what happened to the gentleman whose funeral was yesterday in Grand Rapids. A black man, face down on the pavement, shot in the back of the head. And Al Sharpton presided at his funeral in Grand Rapids. The investigation is still ongoing, and I urge everyone to always wait until the investigation is complete. However, the facts in this case appear to be pretty obvious, but we really have to wait and see. All the videotape has to be analyzed. All the witness statements have to be analyzed. Any video that people have that were just passerbys, all of that has to be taken into account. The investigation is not being conducted by the Grand Rapids Police Department. It is being conducted by the Michigan State Police Department, which takes it out of the purview of the locals, if you will. So hopefully, MSP will be fair and unbiased with respect to this investigation. I have no reason to assume that they won't be, because they have statewide authority and they're not subject to the rules and regulations of the Grand Rapids community. They're not voted for or anything else like that. So hopefully, this investigation will be fair, impartial, and the persons who are responsible for what can only be looked at, quite frankly, as an execution of the gentleman in Grand Rapids will be brought to justice. I know that's a tall order because generally when African Americans are killed by the police, particularly by white police, but in general, whether they're white police or black police, we usually don't get the kind of justice that is appropriate. Praise the Lord, we got it when Chauvin was convicted in Minneapolis. I'm so happy about that jury saw through all the nonsense and convicted Officer Chauvin of a second-degree murder. And now he's, of course, serving his time. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen in Grand Rapids. Although the case has made national news and the country is watching it. So Michigan State Police, no funny business here. As a Detroit Police Commissioner, I understand the code of blue, or what I refer to as the 11th commandment, which is thou shalt not condemn another police officer. That has always been the rule. But now with body cam footage and dash cam footage, we see and hear a lot more about what's going on with respect to stops of individuals, with respect to the arrest of individuals, and with respect, unfortunately, to the death of various individuals. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Chop It Up with Attorney Linda Bernard, also Police Commissioner Linda Bernard. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you today and to discuss current affairs in our country as well as current affairs in our city. You can watch us, listen to us, comment, subscribe, all on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or Facebook. So holla back at me. whenever you can. The most timely, I think, topic today for us is what's happening with our southern border. Um, 8,000 people, I'm sorry, was it 18,000 people came into this country, walked in uh, just last week along our southern border. Let me say unqualifiedly, this is disgraceful. It is disgraceful that we are letting this happen. Countries have borders. Your house has a door. And what does that door say to people? It says that unless you are invited in by me, um, then you have no right to enter. Period. How does a whole country, not have a door? You have to be invited in or have my permission to enter my home. So why are people allowed to enter this country? Just walk straight on in. Like if it was your house. How can somebody just walk straight in your house? That's your house. And that's what that door says. It says you need my permission to come in, or you have to be invited in. This situation is not, in my opinion, about people. I understand everybody wants a better life, and everybody looks at America as the Mecca, because it is in many, many respects. But ladies and gentlemen, the poverty ratio, Detroit is the blackest, poorest city in America. We have to do something for Americans. We have a duty to take care of our own citizens. What does the Bible say? God bless the child that's got his own. And you always look out for home first. And until we can do something about the homeless in Detroit and throughout our country, about the poverty in Detroit and throughout our country, and about the hopelessness that people have here in Detroit and throughout our country, we cannot do this. And let me tell you the other reason why. Because every person in the United States that comes to the United States is going to be seeking several things. Number one, food stamps. What about the people in America that don't have enough to eat? They're going to be seeking housing assistance. What about the Americans that are homeless? They're going to be seeking medical attention. What about the rising cost of medicine and hospital services for Americans who cannot afford it and who do not have health insurance? It's just, you're talking about at 18,000 people a week, you're talking about $1 trillion in aid that we as taxpayers will have to pay in as taxes to the federal government in order for us to pay for this. This is not a joke. There are consequences to decisions. And just like if I came to live in your house, your expenses are going to go up. If it's no more than heat and light and gas, not to mention me using the water department, water, bathrooms, everything, showers. Who's going to pay for this, for these people? We can't pay for it for Americans who are poor throughout this country. So this has got to stop. It has to stop. And the mere thought of sunsetting 42, I guess it's not the executive order that says that people that come to this country illegally have to be turned back, is outrageous. It is really outrageous. And quite frankly, my heart goes out to those people in Texas and Arizona and so forth, and to our Border Patrol officers, and to the National Guard that, like Arizona has assigned to the border, who are there working, trying to address these problems that we are creating. But there is a bill to be paid for this, and it is not just them walking in. It is what I just said earlier: housing assistance, food assistance, medical assistance, educational assistance for people who don't speak English, etc. I mean, this makes no sense. And guess what? In case you think this is allowed anywhere else in the world, it is not. You cannot walk into somebody's country and squat no more than I can walk into your house and squat. If you went into China, for example, just thought about it. You or I as Americans, and we just thought we were going to live there, just going to walk in and expect we would be in prison for 7 years. People don't walk into China. People don't walk into Germany. People don't walk into countries all over the world. Why? Because those governments are set up to take care of the needs of their people in their community. And there are legal consequences, draconian consequences, for doing it. So, I urge you to contact not just Senator Peters, but who is the Michigan senator, but all the senators in the in the Congress, and your representatives to stop this foolishness. Just stop it. It has nothing to do with. I have no problem with immigration, legal immigration. In other words, you have to have my permission to enter my country. You have to have my permission to enter my house. You can't just walk in because you want to or because you think you have a right to. Pardon me? This goes against everything American and everything that America stands for in terms of sovereignty as a nation. So, this is not an anti-immigrant discussion. I'm not against immigration, but I am definitely for legal immigration. If it's not legal, I'm not going to provide services and benefits to you, and while you are in the commission of a felony. That's not happening. Not in terms of being able to roam around the United States of America and go into a hospital or go into a school or try to get food stamps or get housing. So we got to address this problem, and we've got to address it systemically. Until we can get a hold on the poverty in America, homelessness in America, the education system in America, which was designed for Americans, then it's time out, in my opinion, for everybody else. So I need your support as an American. I need you to write Congress, write the president. He's very, very foolish position to take. Having said that, again, you're watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world and the nation. And we're here today on this lovely spring day to talk to you about those things that are important. As you may know, the filing date for persons who are being considered as candidates for our new congressional district and new congressional seat was this past week. Nobody else can get in the race now. Everybody that's in is in, and we've got about 15 people in the race. The most recent of which I believe was Attorney Sharon McPhail. I've got to have Sharon on the show. We've had other candidates on the show. We had former state rep Sherry Gay Denagle on the show. She's a fabulous guest and very committed to the community. We've had Representative Cherie Thanadar, also an excellent guest, an excellent leader, a focused individual who's a scientist and brilliant and self-made and quiet as is kept, has suffered more hardship than any African American I know, based on sheer, unadulterated, abject poverty, where you get water out of a well, you have a one-room hut, you sleep on that floor, you and your 8 brothers and sisters, and you And that's how you survive, and you study by candlelight. So a lot of stuff happens in America, but most Americans, 99.999%, do not have that level of poverty, and have the ability to rise up from it like Sharif Thanadar did, and get an education, move to America, build a multi-million-dollar business, and then abandon that business in favor of public service. So we've got some really good people. A man by the name of Mr. Ollier as well. Um, excuse me. My guest last week, Reverend Curtis Williams, said something that was very apropos. He said that he keeps hearing people talk about, quote, a black seat, that we can't give up the black seat. He said, and he's an African American man, businessman, owner of Stinson Funeral Home, very successful minister, uh, and a business leader. He said there's no such thing as a black seat. He said the only thing that we are looking for people who are qualified, who can do the job, and who will bring resources back to our community and to the people of the city of Detroit. And that was an interesting perspective because all over town I hear about the black seat. Um, we have an opportunity to elect someone to both seats of Congress that are in that divide the city of Detroit. Representative Rashida Tlaib represents half of Detroit, and our new Congressperson, since Brenda Lawrence has elected to resign, um, which is the seat that all 13 people are vying for right now. Um, that person also has the ability, to be a black person, has the ability or can be a black person in that seat. We elect our people. We elect our leadership. So if we have the right candidates and we have the right message, and hopefully the candidates have money, then of course we might be able to have either an African American person, or definitely, I think everyone that's in the race currently is a person of color, and that includes Sharif Thanadar. So we will definitely have a person of color uh, in this seat for sure. So you guys and you and I will have to stay tuned on this matter. Having said that, the other issues that are really sort of rocking Detroit right now are issues related to taxes and related to business. There's a business forum today downtown at WC3 for anybody and everyone who wants to do business with the city of Detroit. I suggest everybody put on their track shoes and run on down there and get this information while you can. Register yourself. That includes professional services like myself as a lawyer, as well as companies that provide bricks and mortar, or pens, or coffee cups, or any number of other things that a person might need to run to run our government. Detroit has approximately nearly a $3 billion budget. That's a lot of Benjamins. And the city council and the mayor are very interested in making sure that the majority of that business goes to Detroit-based businesses and African American uh, businesses, as well as other minorities. But many times we talk the talk, but we don't want to walk the walk. So we got to go downtown. You got to pick up your literature. You got to register your business. You've got to, go through these government hoops in order to be successful in your or get more support, get more customers, get for your business. And so this is the perfect day to do it. The person who's in charge of procurement for the city of Detroit is a gentleman by the name of Boise Jackson. Uh, Believe it or not, he himself was a very successful entrepreneur. He owned a McDonald's, several McDonald's franchises. He was in industry, I believe, with Ford Motor Company as like a senior VP. Uh, he has other businesses, lives in Bloomfield Hills, which is our richest community in the state of Michigan. This is an African American man who paid attention to what was available to him in terms of opportunities, capitalized on it, and now is enjoying the fruits of his labor, in addition to serving as the Director of Purchasing and Procurement for the City of Detroit. So, this initiative, this one-time initiative today, is very important. It's very important that you shoot on over to WC3 downtown campus and get the information on businesses and get yourself registered if you have a business to do business with the city of Detroit. Contracts that are below $50,000, as I recall, don't necessarily even require bidding. So you can get business, you can become designated to do business in the city of Detroit simply by making sure that your city of Detroit taxes are paid. Now that is important. And if you're a Detroit business, of course, demonstrating that you're located in the city of Detroit. That's all it takes. So I want everyone to take advantage of this opportunity and get ready to move forward. I would be, again, this is WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, as well as the nation. You can watch us, listen to us, certainly tune in on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, any number and all social media platforms. So I expect that you will be able to do this and that you will join me in and talk back to me about the things that we discuss on this show. I want you to know, in terms of the Board of Police Commissioners, our next meeting will be this coming Thursday at 3 o'clock at the Public Safety Headquarters, which is right next to MGM Grand Casino. It used to be MGM Grand Casino. Then the casino built their own new facility and hotel, and as you know, the Detroit Public Safety Department moved in. There are a number of divisions there, certainly homicide, the ones that are very critical to us. Certainly our whole technology team, most of it is there, which does shots fired, as well as facial recognition technology, which I am personally opposed to. But in any event, it currently exists in the city of Detroit. So, if you can, come through on Thursday at 3 o'clock to Public Safety Headquarters. Come in the building. You are not required to show ID or anything like that. You can come straight up to the third floor, which is where our meeting will be held. And I will look forward to seeing you there. And if you're there, give me a shout out. Come over and let me know that you're there and that you heard this this broadcast today. Okay, now we are earlier in the first part of this broadcast. I indicated to everyone that I wanted everyone to participate in the Backyard Boogie here at WJZZ Cool TV. It's right in the backyard, for real. There will be food and food trucks, etc. There will be live music. You are welcome to bring your own instrument and play or set in with other artists. The only criteria is that you have to bring your own chair. You have to bring. You have to be an adult, and you can bring your own libations. So you don't even have. There's not even a stick up with well, can I have a can of beer and it's $6? Bring your own 6-pack. Bring your own little cooler. That's what I do, and sit back and relax and enjoy Detroit's music. I always tell people that I can take you to church on Sunday in Detroit, and I bet you we could find 8 at least 8 Whitney Houstons. The talent level is so deep in Detroit. I mean, it just goes so deep in so many ways. Our community is so very, very talented that nothing stops us in terms of being able to enjoy quality entertainment. So come and be entertained. I'll be there. It's every Sunday from 3 to 9. The Backyard Boogie. You'll enjoy yourself. I promise you that. And there are sponsors for the Backyard Boogie, including Humana, as well as various music societies. I wrote them all down, and I don't know where I put it. So I do want you, though, to come and participate. No pets, no kids, just adults and good, clean fun. So that I think we can handle, and of course we've already talked about the business summit. You can also, you can participate in this summit online. If you go to the Detroit City of Detroit website, and you can also register for it, etc., and probably obtain all the materials online if you have a really big printer and you want to print all this stuff out. But I urge you to just come in person today. It's a pretty day, the prettiest day I think this year so far, and put your and interact with other businesses, other professionals, and talk to the people in the city of Detroit who are involved in procurement, and just make it happen for yourself. Make it happen for yourself and your children and your families. I had a guest a couple of weeks ago, Michael Markham, who's an artist, and he and I were exploring this field of art. I mean, because so many people are creative. You know, when you go down the freeway, you'll see where somebody has made these big sort of pop art things on buildings, on all kinds of facilities, a train or anything that is stationary for a little while, or at least a little while, that allows people to, show their art. It's called pop art. That's something I didn't know about. And for your information, the people that are really good at pop art in the city of Detroit are making tons of money. It is the new genre of art. I was like, huh? Because I'm used to pictures like, like a Mona Lisa or a Van Gogh or something like that, thinking that that's where where the real wealth is in terms of in terms of the art world. But nah, it's now in pop art. The new century has brought us through millennials and others a new art form, and it's pop art. It's the caricature type art. Sometimes it's comic book characters. Many times it isn't. It's just that people are expressing themselves differently, and they have an eye for design, an eye for color, and they're excited about what they're able to create out of their own tool chest. So, be on the lookout for art. A pop art piece just sold at Sotheby's in New York for, I believe, $28 million. This is a picture that I would have thought was just like a cartoon. I mean, I wouldn't have thought it was fine art. But guess what? It is. And so we need to collect art, watch it appreciate, and just when you sell it, you'll have all those Benjamins. What can I say? It's something that we all have to do. I want to talk a little bit about Corktown versus other communities in the city or surrounding the city of Detroit. This is important, ladies and gentlemen, because, as you know, Highland Park is a city that is totally surrounded, 100% surrounded by the city of Detroit. All roads out of Highland Park lead into the city of Detroit. So, Highland Park government, of course, Highland Park was the #1 city in America when Chrysler Corporation was there had the #1 housing market. Detroit actually had more single-family homeowners than any city in the nation, and for years was the city with the most African American homeowners. But Highland Park has sort of, in a way, sort of fallen off somewhat. It's not what it used to be, that's for sure, in terms of being a mecca for business and industry. A lot of people are engaged in trying to do something about that. One is Roger Pennsylvania, who is the chair of the Highland Park Chamber, founder and chair of the Highland Park Chamber of Commerce. This is important because as I started this broadcast today talking about Corktown and about Ford Motor Company being engaged in the redevelopment of, quote, Irish Town in Detroit. Corktown is a neighborhood, but they are really kicking it down there. I mean, they have all kinds of new construction off Michigan Avenue. Of course, the housing prices have jumped 500% in the last 2 years since Ford announced that they were going to redo the train station and make it a technology hub for their workers. There are new restaurants everywhere, new clubs, all kinds of societies, new businesses, construction businesses, technology businesses, all kinds of business. Do you know that there is a Corktown Business Association? And I look and pretty soon there's no telling, and a Corktown Entertainment District and a Corktown just about everything. They have a very distinguished board of directors for Corktown, and they are truly trying to get things done. Now, the question becomes, why haven't we been able to do this in Highland Park? Highland Park is a city. It's not a neighborhood. It gets a lot more resources than any business association or community association would get. So what's happening with Highland Park? Highland Park is on a major thoroughfare. Corktown is on a major thoroughfare as well, Michigan Avenue. Of course, Highland Park is on Woodward Avenue. Same thing. The population, I mean, there are a lot of residents of Highland Park that have lived there for many years. They have their own representative, Martha Scott, on the board of police commissioners. Pardon me, on the Wayne County Commission. So, all of these things militate towards Highland Park having a much stronger and identifiable presence if Corktown, a little neighborhood association, can do it. So I'm interested in knowing what you think the problems are. Why you think Highland Park, which is 100% black, has not been able to even put in place the types of things that Corktown, a neighborhood association, which is now a neighborhood association and a business association, have been able to put in place. I'll show you, for example. The Corktown Association has board members. The bios on each board member are online and in a very snazzy publication. The Corktown Business Association is not the neighborhood association. It is an association that addresses just business. Look at this. This is their handout on about Corktown Business Association, how to get involved, and how to become a partner, quote, in Corktown's future. Join the Corktown Business Association today. That's what this is very, very recent while we're on the subject. They don't have any of the distinguished history of Highland Park. They even have a thing what they call Corktown Sounds. There's a great big picture of the train station. They've closed off that street so that you can have like a music pavilion there and people can walk around and everything and just enjoy Corktown. The street there is closed down and you can come and watch concerts and do whatever you want to do right there. So that's the point. That's the important thing. So the Corktown Business Association has done all of these things, including, I don't know that we have this in Highland Park, a welcome to Corktown package. A real package that new individuals, new businesses, when they come into Corktown, a neighborhood, receive. Moreover, they're encouraged to join the business association and to be actively engaged in the community. Corktown, Corktown, just a few blocks off on Michigan Avenue, has a quote, business directory, a business directory. It lists all the businesses, where they are located, and their contact information, and what they do. All of the businesses that are in those few square, maybe what is it, maybe 2 square miles? Maybe a little more. There's a business directory telling you about all the businesses that exist in Corktown, and they are diverse, highly diverse businesses. A cleaning business, as I said, a cleaning business, a commercial and residential cleaning, for example. All businesses that involve technology, IT businesses, a construction business, all kinds of businesses, and their insurance businesses. All of these businesses exist right in Corktown, and there's actually a business directory that includes a map of Corktown for everyone so that they can become engaged with Corktown in doing this in doing business with Corktown businesses. There's a business improvement zone, believe it or not, a BIZ, right there in Corktown. They want you to they want to attract federal resources and state resources for their business improvement zone, and all it takes is for the businesses in the area to join and become a part of this. So that's what's important. That this business improvement zone will come about, identify resources for existing businesses, and obviously bring new businesses into the community. The CBA, the Corktown Business Association, is a fairly new association. It was just started in 2013, just a few years ago. And already it's thriving. It has a real presence, and they think nothing of shutting down Michigan Avenue for business activities that are created and supported by the Corktown Business Association. All of this information for a neighborhood, not a city like Highland Park, but just a neighborhood. There's a member calendar reminding people of events that sets forth the events that are happening in Corktown. The Business Association has committees as well, and those committees meet as well as the board. They started this thing that I really like called Corktown Aglow. What is Corktown Aglow? Well, Corktown Aglow is an entertainment district. Corktown Aglow is something they do during the Christmas holidays, where there are lots of trees up and so forth on that plaza in front of the train station, and really throughout the community. It's a big decorating activity. But in addition to that, they also have quite a bit of activity on the grounds in front of the train station, which allow people to sit out and have picnics and watch acts. They have an outdoor stage, all for the community and for the community's enjoyment and for the community's welfare. So this is just one other thing that they do. But is there a Highland Park Aglow? Is there a music district in Highland Park, for example? This association even has a blog, so you can blog about whatever you want to blog about through the community association, about what's happening in the neighborhood, about any issues or concerns that you have, or about any praise that you may have. So this is important. And finally, what they do is they, quote, feature business protocols. That's what they do. And profiles. The business protocols as well as the profiles of various businesses. This is a fairly thick document. It covers all of the activities of the Corktown Business Association and even includes a section called Frequently Asked Questions, like what is a business improvement zone? What is the BIZ? Who establishes it? Etc. All of this information is right there. They even have a survey. The business campaign is on hold for now until they get the results of their survey to help understand the needs of the community and the priorities for Corktown. We get to choose that. The people who are residents of that community. Detroiters get to choose this. It isn't something that's sort of manufactured in Lansing and handed down to us. And I apologize for blinking as much as I am. I have a severe eye infection, and unfortunately dry eye right now is just killing me. So please forgive me. But the point of this is that all of this information was surprising and stunning to me. Because, I mean, I know about Corktown. I have Flanagan's and this one and the other one, and I go down and I drink green beer on St. Patrick's Day and watch the St. Patrick's Day parade. But I had no idea that the Business Association was as sophisticated as it is and as progressive as it is. So I urge all of the members of our community to get engaged and get involved in your local business associations. As I said earlier, I have not seen material like this on Highland Park, and it's a city with a tax base and with taxing authority. This is just a neighborhood association that gets grants and has lots of volunteers involved with their services and providing outreach to the community. So I need you to find out what's happening in your community. If it's Highland Park, great. But if it's Rosedale Park, this Corktown Association puts everybody in the city of Detroit to shame. Actually, they have maybe two advantages, but they're not necessarily material. The first, of course, is that they have the Police Athletic League right there on Michigan Avenue. So there's a nonprofit there that does really quite well for the community. And we are going to have to, and they do quite well for the community. So the Police Athletic League, and I'm pushing them right now to provide more summer employment to our youth. Having said that, we need to look at our own associations and our own neighborhoods and our own communities, and we can use the Corktown Business Association. Incidentally, they have a separate organization too called the Corktown Business and Community Association, which is like, I guess, the Block Club, which includes the business community, in Corktown as well. These people are doing it. We ought to do the same. Having said that, again, let me thank you for joining me today on Chop It Up with Attorney Linda Bernard, also Detroit Police Commissioner Linda Bernard. You can watch us, listen to us on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, any and all social media platforms. You can certainly watch us and comment. I appreciate this, and again, I apologize for my eyes. I should have just worn my glasses because I can't stop squinting, and I apologize to you, but just know that it's temporary. And as my mother would say, God bless the fact that I have eyesight, so I can handle a little twitching if you can. Thanks. I look forward to seeing you next week. Don't forget to tune in. Let me know what you think. Subscribe. Send us your comments, etc. on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or Facebook. You're watching Chop It Up with Attorney Linda Bernard on WJZZ Cool TV, the absolute coolest station in the world and the nation. Thank you